Unprecedented, unbelievable. What a year it's been. I'm guessing it's just about the strangest year any of us have ever seen. The world stopped dead by COVID-19, like something from a movie, a terrible dream, a nightmare, in fact. So many have died. Millions have suffered, everyone's stuck inside this virus, this sickness, this pandemic, this curse, this deadly disease that took over the earth. It's been awful, hasn't it? Wouldn't you say? 1,000 new worries every single day. I don't know about you, but the truth is for me, now I want nothing more than just to be free. To take off the masks, to hug, to mix, to catch up with all the loved ones that I really miss, to get back to the way that life used to be, to put this tragic year behind us permanently. But I guess in the future, when we pause and reflect, this lockdown life will be unique, I expect. I'm guessing that we've been living through something unrivaled, something so big that we'd all be entitled to see it as one of history's most significant events. And yeah, I guess that's true to a certain extent. In our lifetime, COVID might just top the list. But in the span of humanity, blink and you've missed it. It's just a moment, a blip. A piercing, painful pause, but to be honest, it's not even been that long since the 2 world wars, and there was Spanish flu too, only a century ago. I doubt that would even be something we would all know about if it wasn't for what we've been living. See, history forgets, the world keeps on spinning. Truth is, if you Google history's most important events, there's not a great deal that search result presents. You'll read of the pharaohs, ages of iron and bronze, the rise of the Greeks, the Romans follow on, the charge from antiquity to modernity never breaking stride, Charlemagne crowned, kings lived and died, Genghis Khan, the Aztecs, the Black Death, the Renaissance, the Incas, the printing press, Christopher Columbus, the birth of the land of the free, the Reformation, the Armada, revolution of industry, colonization, suffrage, technology, incredible discoveries in microbiology, so many earth-shattering moments for us to digest. But there's one single moment that towers over the rest. There was only one event where time truly stopped. There's only one person whose fame can't be topped. We literally measure our calendar around one name. No one else comes close in stature or fame. We've still got BC and AD because he split time in two, and 2,000 years later the whole world through his life, death and rising orientate our days. Nobody else has power over our holidays. See, get this, the most significant thing in history wasn't a thing. It was a person, a man, a saviour, a king. But why is this Jesus such a big deal? How can you even be sure that Jesus was real? Friends, let me put this as clearly as I can. Jesus was real, 100% a real man. But not just that. See, Jesus was God dwelling on earth, the Son of God by virgin birth. His life was spotless. He lived without sin. His teaching was incredible. It was astonishing. He predicted he'd be killed, that on a cross he would die. He said that 3 days later from the grave he would rise, and spoiler alert, that was just how it went. Wicked men found him with evil intent. He was whipped, beaten, tortured, then hung on the cross, betrayed and alone, all hope lost. Placed in a tomb, a stone sealed him in. But death was no match for salvation's king. When death thought it had destroyed Jesus, Jesus had actually destroyed death. And the final nail in death's coffin was Jesus' final breath. See, death saw itself as life's unbeatable close, and yet Jesus Christ, he actually rose from the dead. He conquered the grave. He did all of this in order to save each and every one of us who by nature and choice fall short of God's glory with our deeds and our voice. See, the wonderful message that Easter sends is that because of this Jesus, we can be God's friends. We can actually know God. We can know our Creator, know life to the full as designed by our Maker. We can orientate our lives to live His way. We can read His written word. We can worship and pray. And if you're still on the fence, trust me, I hear you, but let me give you something to reflect on, to think through. 2,000 years after they killed him and put him in the ground, the simple fact is no body has ever been found. You can take a team of 1,000 archaeologists, the greatest minds, give them unlimited cash, but they'll never ever find the bones of Jesus. Feel free. Look everywhere, you'll never find him. Why? He isn't there. He really did predict his resurrection and pull it off. He really did rise again from death on the cross. He wasn't just a figure or a person like me. He actually was God, and Easter is the guarantee. And friends, as you mull this over and consider what I say, remember there are more Christians than ever in the world today. The largest religion the world has ever known finds its salvation in Jesus alone. And the Bible, the book that tells his tale, is the best-selling book ever to go on sale. So just as I finish, let me ask you one thing. What exactly do you make of history's King?